I'm Dave with Dave's Racing Channel. We are at Pie's Race Cars, interviewing Pie. Let's talk a little bit about how you got started in the business.
Basically, I got started as when I was young. I had a car when I was like 15 years old and fixed it up and had it ready when I was 16. You know, I had a nice little street peeler then, and before I was 18, I already put my front snout on a car, had the car tubbed out and stuff, and it just kind of gone from there, you know, ever since. Just always been working with cars, you know. Just my thing. It's kind of what I know and what I'm always going to know. It's like, you know.
All right, let's dive into different projects you've done. Anything pretty exciting?
The big major things that I do and I really enjoy doing is the nostalgia funny cars. You know, I did my first big one, you know, that I did a lot of work with was Jeff Wilson. Did a lot of work on his funny car, the flashback car. Dealt with him and Mark White. Then I got into with Frank Owsley with the Crop Duster funny car, doing a bunch of body modifications where we cut the body in the front end and cut it in half and extended it 16 inches with all carbon fiber work. Good picture of it up on the wall up there, which with it being a finished product. And then I got in with Mark Metters, the owner of Good Guys Car Club, ended up building him a chassis and a complete funny car, which was the fuel curve funny car. And then did another funny car for Tony Gerardo, which is the Capital Punishment funny car. So did that there, and then I've kind of got into a couple other deals. We got a deal going on with the Big Show funny car in the back that's coming up here soon. It's going to be a complete deal, and you know, hopefully that'll be a pretty nice deal for me.
All right, let's talk a little bit about all the stuff you do. Basically, different stuff you work on, your fabrication, all that.
Well, basically, I can do whatever. If you need a complete chassis, I can do that. Custom tin work. I mean, I can do custom aluminum work, custom carbon work. You know, if you need quarter panels stretched, fender wells, anything moved with anything with carbon fiber, I can do that, or fiberglass.
Okay.
That's pretty much up my alley. You know, I can do any of that. Any of the sheet metal work, custom tunnels. You know, I got, you know, pictures of a real cool dragster that we made a complete aluminum body for, you know, that was a pretty intense with the nose cones. You know, them are pretty hard to make. Made a pretty neat deal, and it turned out really slick. You know, any kind of custom bending on the tubing, on the chassis, I can do all that. You know, whatever, pretty much whatever you need. You know, hood scoops, you know, windows, just pretty much all the race car stuff.
Tell us a little bit about Rick Cook's car here. What are you doing the Cookie Munster?
Well,
there we go.
Rick's car here, we're doing an update on it. He wants to get it at least certified to 750. So basically, got it in here, got Mike Beggy, the NHRA tech guy over here. He went over the car, says, here, this is what you need, Pie. So basically, we went in here, put new floor racks in the car with the cross member with some diagonals going up to the corners, which needed to be done. Put a complete funny car cage in the car. That, you know, to get past the certification, rechange some stuff over here on the side because previously it just wasn't in the right spot, so we kind of had to fix a few areas there. You know, redo a transmission mount, kind of putting an MSD panel mount up on the firewall. We're going to put another one in the door racks. Put some more gussets on the 4-link bars, or the 4-link brackets themselves. Now we're going to go back in and put a new anti-roll bar in the car, battery boxes and dual nitrous bottle mounts in the trunk. You know, we get that stuff kind of done, and then, you know, it will pass his next certification to 750. You know, so I just kind of go by that. And then we're going to change a few other little things and put a few other little, you know, gadgets in there for him to help him out with the throttle stop stuff and, you know, parachute handle stops. He wants to get some of that stuff, you know, and we'll get that in there and it'll be fixed up, you know, ready to go. You know, there is a couple other little things that we've talked about doing. So, you know, we're going to put a parachute pack on the back of it for him too, and, you know, a couple little things there. So, I mean, but I'll get all those things fixed up here for him.
You set up rear ends also?
Yes. I mean, I can't set up your 4-link or ladder bar car. You know, it just depends whatever you want. But, I mean, I can kind of go in there, I look at your stuff. I will adjust it and put it where I think it needs to be. You know, and all you can do is pretty much go to the track and try it. You know, I mean, and some cars will need a little fine tuning. That's, you know, after that. But I mean, I can get your basic deal, you know, you all in a, you know, good, nice guideline of where you should be.
Awesome.
You know, you know, and it just depends. I mean, you know, tin work stuff. I mean, I can do any of that. Custom wings. whatever. We got a couple projects in the back of the shop here that, you can kind of look at, just the other things that I've done. But I mean, I can pretty much take care of all your needs of race cars, whatever you need.
You make flat rear ends too, right?
Yes, I can build rear ends, narrow rear ends, whatever you need there with any kind of housings. Prefer usually the Ford 9-inch because it's more of a stronger rear end, or that style if we go with a sheet metal type rear end. But it's kind of based off of a 9-inch to a certain extent, So it takes the 9-inch third member and stuff like that, Ford 9-inch, which can be built all the way up to 11-inch ring gear actually also. It gets kind of expensive on the 11-inch stuff, but it's, because the third member itself is really expensive.
So you got a bunch of cars here, can we check those out too?
Yes.
Yeah, let's,
Yeah, we got some upcoming projects. We got a little, this little white Chevy too. Needs a few bars in there, some cage work done. Needs new shifter mount. He was talking about possibly making for it. So that's only it. And a couple of tie-down hooks. He just real basic deal on that. The Cougar here, he needs some cage work done, but unfortunately he just sits really far forward in the car. So we're probably going to move the seat, move the steering, move everything back farther in the car itself, to give him more room because he just sits too far forward in it. So that's pretty much the only thing that thing is in here for, We got an old Chevy truck here, kind of did some firewall stuff on it. Did a few things there, did a tunnel on the inside of the truck, transmission tunnel area. Got that all done, so.
Getting set up with an LS, it looks like there.
Yes, that's gonna have an LS motor in it. Pretty much I did what I was supposed to do. Now the customer wants a couple more things done. I did a little bit of dash work on it too, because somebody got in there and kind of cut up the dash, and so I kind of fixed all that stuff, Basically over here, we got a nice old Nova. This is John Bryant, local guy. This is gonna be a street car, but it is a full tilt Pro Mod chassis that will be driven on the street. It has, pretty much everything that you need. This car will certify as 499 and slower. It can go as fast as you can go in any size motor, whatever, it'll take that combination. But it's a pretty custom build. It's got 3 fuel tanks in the trunk. We got about 24 gallons of fuel that we can use, because he wants to be able to cruise around on the street,
wow.
It has soda cup holders in it too, right?
Yeah, it's got a console that goes over all the carbon fiber tunnel that actually holds sodas, USB ports, a little tray in there for his wallet or keys, and computer tray stuff that actually where he can sit because it has dual seats with dual funny car cages. It's a nice piece. All the exhaust has been custom made where it comes out the side of the rockers. We got really nice billet trim pieces that go on there. All the exhaust, you don't see none of it from the side of the car. It's all flush up on, with the bottom of the rockers. So that took a lot of time to make. There's a lot of hours in this car right now. I'm at like close to 800 hours in this build right now.
Wow.
Unfortunately, it just takes time, and but everything is done. Every brake line, fire line, that stuff's all made already. So when we get it back from Jeff Hoskins painting the car, then it's basically we'll put it together, and basically when it leaves here, all he has to do is his wiring. And that's what he does. He wants to wire it himself. So that's more power to him. He can do it. It's his deal.
Excellent.
So he'll make a nice deal on that,
Do you
and
wire too?
when we get done, it'll be totally done. Huh?
Do you wire cars up too?
No, I don't do any kind of wiring on cars. We do have a guy that does stuff at my normal job that wires cars. That he does do stuff at home, and he's probably more than welcome to do stuff for people. If people need stuff done. He does a really first class job. So but this is another project that's coming up soon. It's actually one of Tim Wilkerson's old bodies. They ran it last year in Phoenix, but that was the last race it ran. But it's going to be for one of my customers, and it's going to have this will be an NHRA Big Show funny car.
Wow.
He wants to get it out later on this year and just do some testing, get it underneath, get his license and stuff in the car. And then from there, he'll go on and hopefully the 2021 season and start hitting a few races. And then as soon as we're done with that, he actually wants another chassis and another complete body set up ready to go.
I'm going to scream.
So it'll be a pretty neat deal. It's just been kind of sitting. It's a little dirty, but dust ain't going to hurt it right now. But, like I said, it just, what I kind of do, man. It's in my blood, you know. Unfortunately, I do the things part-time now. I'd like to go full-time and do it, but sometimes it's, you know, a little scared, you know, going out on your own, you know. I mean, it's just where I'm at right now with that, you know. But, you know, it could be soon, though, that I might be doing it full-time, you know. So, but I mean, yes, it's, you know, but anytime, you know, somebody needs any kind of fabricating stuff or whatever, you know, even if you need me to work on your lawnmower, I'll weld on your lawnmower. It doesn't matter what it is, you know, I mean, I'd work on anything, you know.
Well, Pi, I thank you for having us over. And hey, anyone who wants great work done with their car, check this man out. Let's go back over here real quick.
Let's check out some of the funny car pictures you can do if you want to, you know.
And
Yeah.
there's the number.
Dice and slice it, make it look good.
There we go.